Two kids, a boy and a girl, decided to spend the night in an old abandoned house rumored to be haunted. They were curious and adventurous, ignoring the warnings about the house's mysterious past. As darkness fell, they settled inside with flashlights, trying to ignore the creaking walls and eerie silence. Suddenly, in the middle of the night, they woke up to a chilling sight that froze their blood. A ragged doll was staring at them from the corner of the room, its glass eyes eerily alive in the moonlight. They looked at each other with pure terror in their eyes, realizing they were not alone. The doll's worn, tattered clothing seemed somehow sinister as it sat unmoving on the floor. When they looked back at the doll, it had mysteriously vanished, leaving an unsettling silence behind. Against their better judgment, they decided to search the house to find the doll once again. They tiptoed through the dark, creaking corridors, hearts pounding with every step they took. In the living room, they found the doll sitting calmly on the old, dusty couch. Next to the doll, there was a small note that read, "This doll is possessed with the evil spirit." The girl read aloud, "Once you've seen her, your life will end and you cannot escape this house." A chill ran down their spines as they tried to ignore the chilling warning, feeling an ominous presence. Suddenly, the doll's eyes seemed to glow and it moved slightly, startling both kids deeply. The girl whispered, "I think we should leave right now," but her voice trembled with fear. But the boy shook his head and said, "We can't leave until we understand what we're dealing with." As they hesitated, terrible whispers filled the room, echoing from nowhere, filling the air with dread. The doll's face twisted into a sinister smile, as if welcoming its new victims with malevolent joy. Nightmare visions consumed their minds, terrifying images of darkness, blood, and endless suffering. The boy heard screams from his deepest fears, feeling helpless as darkness closed in around him. The girl saw shadows creeping around her, whispering promises of eternal torment if she stayed. The haunted house seemed alive, feeding on their fears and magnifying each nightmare they imagined. The doll's gaze became more intense, forcing each of them to confront their worst nightmares directly. A cold, unnatural wind swept through the house, making the walls seem to breathe with frightful life. Suddenly, the doll lunged towards them with an unearthly shriek, its ragged limbs flailing violently. They both screamed, desperately trying to escape the suffocating grip of the house's evil presence. But the house itself seemed to turn against them, walls closing in as if to trap their souls forever. The girl begged, "Please leave us alone," tears streaming down her face, trembling with terror. The boy shouted, "What do you want from us? Why are you haunting us?" with desperation in his voice. But the doll only laughed, a blood-curdling, hollow sound that echoed through the empty halls. As the night dragged on, the house's darkness overtook their minds, bringing them to the brink of madness. They felt their spirits weakening, slowly becoming part of the haunted house's cursed gloom. Darkness filled their senses as the evil spirit possessed the doll completely, sealing their fates. Finally, their screams faded into silence, replaced by an oppressive, suffocating stillness. Days turned into nights, and nights into eternity, as their souls became trapped within the walls forever. The haunted house now stands silent during the day, but at night the doll's eyes reopen to haunt new victims. "Beware," the house whispers. "Once you see her, your life too will end, and you will never escape her grasp."